What's going on, y'all? Edwin D from Chopper Express. Today, I'm going to be showing off my Charlotte Katakuri deck profile. Recently, I've been having a lot of success with it. On August 13th, there was a Manga Shanks half-case tournament where I got top 8. And then just this past weekend, there was a win-a-box tournament for Romance Dawn where I got first place. The deck's been overperforming. I keep hearing about how Yellow's not that great, and maybe it's not, but if you hit off of life, oh boy, this deck is a problem. But anyway, this video is just going to be me showing off my deck profile. There's a couple interesting takes in here in terms of deck list, but hope you guys watch it, hope you enjoy it, and let me know what you think. What's going on, guys? So, of course, for this deck profile, I was playing Charlotte Katakuri. I think it's a brilliant leader effect. I think swinging 7k for 1 Dawn is extremely impactful. I think moving around your life is also really good. But to start off the deck, of course, played 4 Pudding, Best Girl, Searcher, Crazy. This card is so good, and sometimes putting it back with your own Katakuri can get you so many more resources, and I just think this card is really, really brilliant. I love leaving it on the board, and wish I could play more. To go with that, of course, we're playing Peril Sparrow. Trigger is you can discard a card and play it off life. Really strong. On KO, he also looks at top 3 and adds a Big Mom Pirate card. So it's a card that gets you more cards, and I think that's really what we like to see. Next card I played was Charlotte Cracker. Charlotte Cracker, very good. If you hit it off life, this card is crazy. It essentially will have double attack and an additional 1k power just by putting 1 Dawn on it. A very good card. Don't know if I play more, but it has 1k counter power, and I like it a lot. The next card I played was 8-drop Katakuri. Notice I'm playing 4 of it, and I'm also not playing any of the 7-drop. I think the 7-drop is not as good as this card. I think this card is really crazy, and I think it dramatically increases the ceiling of your deck. Also, this weakness of the yellow color right now is that its removal is quite weak, but this card is like the only true removal you have in the deck other than Thunderbolt. You don't have to give up a life for this. In fact, you can either gain a life by putting your own person on top, or you give your opponent a life, but it doesn't really matter because of course we're going to be playing the 10-drop, but these cards are so good, particularly Katakuri. This is my favorite top-end card in the deck, and I think in coordination with the 10-drop Linlin, you really see the true power of why I play 4 Katakuri. I think those 2 cards in coordination on curve are incredibly strong. I think they shift the momentum of the game heavily, and I like playing it this way. It's worked out so well. Like, it's almost like every matchup, I won't say that they lose to it, but I'd say in every matchup it like is a momentum changer, and I think that's what you need in this deck, because you usually take a beating early game, and then late game you get to play broken cards like this, and then it turns all the way around. But to also go in the deck for part of your mid game, which you didn't have before, we have the 5-drop 7k power Yamato. It came out in the structure deck. Good card, 1k counter power. Only issue with it is that it's not Big Mom Pirate, but that will change in the next set. We get a card that has the exact same stat line, but it is a Big Mom Pirate. So it'll be an easy swap out, but for now, we will play that. Next card is Brule. Blocker off life, that's its main purpose, to be honest with you. 1000 counter power, not bad, not great, but trigger, a blocker off trigger is so good. When you're using your leader ability and you see your own Brule at the top of your life, you can easily slot it into the bottom. And a lot of people, they'll realize that you have something good down there, but they might not think of it as Brule, or even if they do know it's Brule, they still have to play around it in some way. So it's not like totally free, but it is extremely good, and I like it for now. So that. The next card that I have is Shirohoshi. This is my actual favorite card to play off trigger in this deck. It is draw 3, discard 2 on play. So getting that can help you unbrick. If you're looking for more top end, it can help you get there. It's just a perfect card in this format. I think it's really strong. And I mentioned how I played 4 Katakuri. I think putting Shirohoshi on top of your life is the second strongest play you can do in this deck. I think it's really good, and if you can cycle it more than once, I think the game becomes extremely in your favor, which is something I enjoy doing, which is why I play so many Katakuri. But those cards off trigger are really good. Shirahoshi in particular, I think, is just absolutely phenomenal. Next part of the deck is really just 2K counters. Of course, we have the Sanji. There are times where you play him to get the draw if you've really bricked, but you don't necessarily want to have it all the time. You just do it sometimes. More or less 2K counter. To accompany him, we have Strusen. Also mostly a 2K counter, but it does have the effect that you can pop a 1-drop on play by discarding a trigger card from your hand. It comes up enough that you should like think about doing it. Like a lot of people have started teching in choppers, like a chopper blocker in like Zoro or Whitebeard. And there are times where you can clear that blocker just by this and get one really big swing off. And sometimes that's all you need against Whitebeard when you're that late in the game. Last 2K counter is Charlotte Pudding. This is the structure deck one. You never play this card. You only use this 2K counter. So I think I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. Last like defensive card is Nerikobura Arrow. It's essentially a guard point for the yellow archetype. However, you can only use it when you have 2 or less life, but that's usually when you need it the most anyway. Also, instead of adding 3K power to your leader or whoever they're attacking, you're going to be subtracting 3K power from their attacker. So this is relevant because it does it for the whole turn, and for decks that try to restand cards, such as Lucci or like in the Law deck, you're giving the minus 3K for the whole turn. So they're gonna have to put in more Dawn, more investment, and less cards out of your hand. So I think the card's really good, and I consider playing more, but I think this number is fine because you don't really want to see it until later on in the game anyway. So it's I think it's fine at 3. And then also if you hit it off life, it has the Yokoku Sovereignty trigger, which allows you to discard 2 cards to gain a new life. Sometimes if you put it to the bottom of your life early off of your leader ability, you have 6 life, and that's a good feeling. Last card in the deck is Thunderbolt. Pops a 5 cost or lower, very strong, but it comes at the cost of trashing your top life. You can't do it all the time, but I think the reason why you have to play such a large number is because sometimes going for a game in this deck is hard, and you need to clear a blocker. But also, if this card is in your life, it's extremely good. It is probably the best trigger in your life. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the deck profile. I hope you liked it. Interested to see y'all's opinions on the deck. Like I said, the 4 Katakuri, no 7 drops. Really haven't seen too many people do that, but I'm interested to see what y'all think on it. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.